Hi guys, what is going on? Today I've got another product review for you guys. I'm out here in my local woods just to show you the products that I'm currently talking about today. It's Christmas time, as you can tell by the hat. I'm hoping that all of you are going to have a great Christmas. I'm also hoping that this video is going to be out just in time for it. I have been using it for a month and a half, 2 months on that, and I'm absolutely loving it. As you can probably see from my gameplays, it has, as you can probably tell, been raining quite heavily, really heavily actually, for the past almost 2 days straight. So everything is sopping wet. So the colors that you'll see today won't match as well as they will in real life, because if you're playing with this and you're in this sort of weather, you're going to be rolling around, you're going to be, you know, chances are you'll be getting rained on. It all darkens, it all changes color, so it blends a lot better. The biggest issue today is that I've got dry kit and it's in a wet environment, so you're going to see distinctively the color difference. But what am I talking about today? I am talking about the KMCS, the Kicking Mustang Concealment System. The KMCS is a leaf suit designed by Kicking Mustang. You know, I'm talking about it today because I feel so personally about it. This video has not been paid for. This product has not been gifted to me, anything like that. And I just want to show you my real-time opinion on, if you've spent the money, is it worth it? And that's what I'm going to answer as honestly as I can. So when you actually receive the KMCS, you're going to receive it in a box, and inside that box you're going to receive a little bag like this. Now, I've actually spoken to Kicking Mustang about this. This is the KMCS version 1.1. I'm really happy with it, but there are a few little things that I wanted to tweak, and hopefully he's looking at tweaking them. Having our previous conversations about what I personally feel could be improved and that kind of thing. The first thing you'll notice is it's a two-part suit, and it's a leaf suit, not officially a ghillie. And the two parts both come in this bag. Now, one of the biggest things that I had an issue with, and it probably is the biggest thing I have an issue with, is this bag is just a little bit small. As you can tell, that bag is currently pretty full, and I don't actually even have the trousers in it. Now, once you craft and add your own bits and all that sort of stuff, your jacket and your pants are going to get quite big, and all of a sudden you're going to really struggle to fit it inside this. Now when it comes, it's really neat, really tightly packed, and you can understand how it's in there. You can still get both parts in, but like I say, as soon as you start adding your own parts, that's when you'll really struggle. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. Something that is worth noting is that I've added some really basic vegetation, artificial veg. It's not going to suit here because this isn't where I play. Also, it's a bit green for this type of year. So we're gonna flip it inside out. So the first thing I will point out is that the bag is attached to the inside of the jacket, which is a good thing because it means it's always with you, you don't forget it. So this is the suit. This is the back of the suit, more importantly. So obviously, as I've said previously, it doesn't come with all this vegetation. What you're actually buying is the suit with these IRR leaves. Now, all these leaves are in a random woodland, real tree style pattern. This is actually still wet from the last time we used it, which is awesome. Sizing wise, these things sell out super fast, and when I went to buy it, I wanted an XL because I am a slightly larger gentleman. When it got through to the payment thing, there was an issue with the bank. Didn't recognize the company because when he first sold it, it sold through Skirm Shop. So the bank was like, oh, can we confirm? And because these are selling so quick, you don't get confirmed item until you've paid for it. So I tried to buy it. The bank was like, no, I'm not happy. We just want to check with you, make sure. But in this time, I'm like, crap, it's going to sell out. So I just went to buy another XL through my personal account. And by that point, the XLs had gone. So I ended up with a double XL, which is big for me. It is absolutely massive. You'll be able to see how baggy it is on me in a minute. But that's something to bear in mind. I actually don't mind it because since I've been running it over my kit, and my holster sits on my my battle belt really well in the location of one of the pocket holes, so I can actually use it as basically like a loophole, thread the pistol through so I can always quickly get it on and off, and then everything else is completely hidden by the KMCS. And if I need, you know, mags, grenades, all I do is I lift it up at the back, reach into the pouch, take it out, pull it back down, and we're good to go. You know, get your normal size and it will be a decent fit plus a little bit of bag. You want that little bit of bag just to break up your figure a little bit. Back to the actual suit itself. So like I said, you've got these randomized tree patterns on realistic, I'd say, like almost holly leaves kind of shape. They're not all stitched in the same direction. You have some that go sideways, some that go vertical, some that go diagonally. This is purely to create the most kind of different shape. You don't want something that looks man-made because then it stands out. So you have all these various stitching patterns, and they are all stitched to this webbing material. Now, I've been told that this webbing material is military grade, and I can confirm that it is really durable, like really durable. I'm going to quickly cut to some footage of various thistle bushes, and I'd class that as almost impossible. That's too thick. This stuff has got caught on pretty much every game. It gets caught. Unlike the Chinese stuff though, this thing is really tight. It's not going to break, and you're not going to get random holes in it, which you want. So moving on from the actual material, you also, besides the random patterns, you have all these random points of elastication. So you've got some on the shoulders, you've got it on the back, on the arms, you've got some on the hood as well. This is for adding your own real vegetation. So when you come out to a game site, like if this was my game site, I would be stuffing, you know, the wet leaves, the moss, little twigs, you know, blades of grass, depending on what you're playing in, depends on what you add. And the good thing about these elastics is you can just literally shove some stuff up there and go play. Before we get into the next thing, the hood has several points of adjustment. You have a drawstring on either side of the neck piece, here and here. This is for pulling it tight to your face. Now, the KMCS doesn't come with a balaclava or the ability to cover the lower part of your face, so that's down to you. Kicker Mustang does make his own balaclava, but if you don't want to run that, what you can do is you can run the hood super baggy, and it breaks up your silhouette that bit more. Chucking the suit on. So like I said, this suit is really big for me. Now I don't mind because I find it does break up my silhouette that bit more. The buttons, I like these buttons. They're really durable. They're not like a really brittle plastic. They're more kind of almost like a rubbery kind of plastic. They don't feel brittle, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And they simply loop through the other side. And then on the version 1.1, you also have the little button covers. So what this will do is when it's all done up, it completely covers all the buttonholes, so you haven't got a line of buttons on the front. Now on the wrists, you have a elasticated cuff. You also have a small bit of material that comes over the back of your hand to act like this. And you also have a bit for your thumb, so that when you are crawling, your sleeve is not pulling up like so. Now, going back to the hood. Like I say, the hood comes over like so. On the version 1.1, the hood is absolutely massive. Now, like I said, you can adjust the tightness here, and if you wanted to, you can also adjust the tightness from front to back to keep it pinned out your face. For the purpose of this, I'm actually going to set it to its loosest setting. So this hood is big enough to completely cover your face, should you really want to do that. It's also big enough to completely cover a fast helmet, most kind of masks that you want to use. whatever your preference is, it can cover it. If you do run a balaclava, you can run the hood down or up, it's up to you. You can also sort of run it a bit more as a neck scarfy kind of, you know, bunched around your neck so that it doesn't hurt as much should you get shot in the neck. What we're now going to get into is the trousers. Now this is where I had the bigger issues regarding sizing. The top I can manage with quite fine, but the trousers were quite massive, to be truthful. They do have these two little loops for mounting to a belt. The one thing that is good is you have a set of drawstrings, so you can do it tight no matter what. So they're elasticated and they're drawstrung, which is awesome. Again, you've got the elastication in the legs, and at the base of the trouser leg, around the ankle, you do have an elasticated cuff. This is something I've also spoken to Kick and Mustang about. As nice as the elastication is, what I think would benefit more is if it was elasticated and drawstring, simply because these XLs, they're definitely designed to be able to put on over a boot, you can tell that. What I was finding though is it was then working its way back over my boot, so what I actually did was just cable tied it tight, so it's a bit more snug. So another thing with the trouser and the top, which I forgot to mention, is that there are absolutely loads of sort of slits for pockets and stuff. So the jacket, it has like a hoodie style hole, but you have one this side and you have one this side, there and there. And in the pant you have one on either side, just like that, for your trouser pocket access, and you also have one at the front. Not so useful if you're a woman, but I definitely know a few of the guys on the local fields will definitely benefit the hole on the front. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and blend in a bit. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure how well it's going to work, but that's what the video is for. So what I'm going to do, just wander off, and I want you guys to see if you can spot where I am.
And that actually did serve me quite well, because as part of a journalistic assignment, I had to fly to New York and back in one day on Concorde.
It's a lot of money. I'm not gonna hide that from you guys, but it is a fantastic piece of kit. If you can afford it, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're involved in the sniper sort of world and you're wanting to get into ghillie. But it's just a general, I can't really reiterate. Kick and Mustang, if you are watching this, you have made a absolute ace bit of kit, and I hope to see you again here soon.